Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Disco Kitty, the Crappy Crafter. Today we're going to be working with polymer clay. So you remember I've used some before, and I have a giant chunk, and I have all of these little bits that I can use. Whoops. There we go. But I also recently got some of this. Now, this one is technically one that I found along the way after buying these two. But, we'll see how it works. This one is really, really old. Years, a couple years at the very least. So I don't know if it's actually going to work, but we'll see what happens. When I got this, I guess I got this. I don't remember getting this, but I got it. So we're going to use the recommended mold. I have a little nail art thing that was supposed to be used with gel polish and then, cooked under a UV lamp. I don't know if it's gonna work. It might melt. I'm okay with that because I used it once and I hated it. I also have a couple of these that are really, 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 really old. You can tell because they're no longer whoops, look at that. They're no longer white, they're yellow. So if I still have like 6 more of these, so I'm gonna use a couple of these and we'll see if we can melt those in the oven as well. So yeah, liquid polymer clay, regular polymer clay, some molds. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's first look at how they packaged the mold, which is absolutely horrible. Luckily, there were another set of instructions packaged inside because that's just ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. But, yay. I mean, how hard could it be, really? Put some liquid clay in the mold, put the mold in the, oven, yay. I don't understand. All of those had 3 pieces except for the oval one. Why didn't it have an earring slot? They totally could have put earrings on there with that. Anyways, first thing you gotta do is stir the crap out of it. And this stuff was a hell of a lot thicker than I was expecting it to be. So the first thing I did was I added pigment powders, and then I went and I got the clay softener stuff, and I used that to make it much more liquid because I wanted it to have a nice pour consistency. And here I am, I'm looking at these, and I'm looking at these like, oh, this might not do what I want it to do, because all of these, they have so many that are just little individual cavities inside the images, and I wasn't really sure if it was gonna work with this, because the way it's supposed to be used, and it never worked for me, was you're supposed to put gel polish on it, and then you're supposed to get a specialty stamping thing that you use for stamping nail art. And you're supposed to pick it up with that, and then somehow manage to put it down on your nails. But I was never able to get it. I was never able to do it. Now, the second section there, that was just the excess. I wasn't really trying. So here we're going to start with a pendant. And we're just going to put all 3 colors in, and then we're going to try to swish them around a little bit. Try to blend them a little bit. That's not going to work so well, but that's okay. This is, after all, just the first time I've used this, and I'm getting it everywhere. I got it all over my hands, all over my desk. Oh my gosh. But, it's not horrible stuff. I don't know how much I'm going to be using it, though, because obviously I'm going to have to watch some more videos or something, because these came out, the pendant in particular came out real, I don't know how to, it gets a big ass bubble in it. And the bubbles are weird, because the bubbles, it's gonna form a layer against the mold itself on the bottom, which should be the front later. But then there's gonna be this big ass bubble, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to play around with this stuff, I guess. It's kind of expensive to play around with, though, without knowing what you're doing, but we'll see what happens. At this point, I'm just trying to use up some more. Oh, right. I tried to make some gold The gold powder that I used came from a kintsugi kit, you know, one of those Japanese repair ceramics kits that I was super disappointed with, I think, if you'll remember, because it just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. If I'd known that they were just going to send a 2-part epoxy in one of those stupid tubes, the dual tubes. Oh, I hate those dual tubes so much because they Anyways, we're not here for that. We're here for this. And this is working pretty well. I mean, the gold definitely didn't make it gold at all, and I was really disappointed with that, but that's okay. That's not a fault of them. And look, it didn't melt. Nothing melted. I'm so excited. But they did, I had noticed while they were in there, not that of course, but I noticed these all plumped up a little bit. And the reason why they all plumped up a little bit is because they got big old bubbles. See, now this is the first time I put it through, and I'm gonna go squishy, squishy. Ew. So here I think it's still liquid. I don't think it is. I think that's just the air bubble. But I'm gonna end up putting them through without the molds for another 30 minutes because they just seemed way soft after the 15 minutes that they were supposed to be in there for. So I put them in for another half an hour and just... Now this is done. This is definitely done because that's way less than 1/4 of an inch. Way less. Probably didn't need to be in there for 15 minutes, but it didn't burn, and that's all that matters. And like I said earlier, this bit here was just the extra. I was just smoothing across, but it came out pretty cool too. Yeah. So yeah, off they go, back into the oven. It's technically an air fryer, it's oven style air fryer, but it works. It works a lot better than my big oven because, well, my big oven doesn't work at all right now. Look how squishy it is, though. It's almost like silicone. But look at that bubble. Bubble, 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 bubble. And here's the big bubble. Big bubble. Big bubble. It was so weird the way it formed a skin on the bottom and then created the bubble. But, yeah, so, yeah, big bubbles. Not ugly side. I mean, the gold is okay. It's just not as shimmery as I was hoping it would be. And like I said in the text earlier, I apologize for the video footage. I had to switch out my camera last second, and the camera that I switched to was the one that had the memory card issue last year, and 2 years ago at this point, and I had to take it to Best Buy or Circuit City or something. I think it was Best Buy. And they took like a year to fix it. Oh my god. But, you know, I imagine the battery died at some point because all of my settings had been reset, and I didn't think about it because, you know, when I opened it to make sure that the memory card thing worked, it came on. So, anyways. Alright, so we're getting into the actual clay piece. I cleaned my pasta roller. Now I'm going to pasta roll my clay because that is the easiest, best, safest way for your hands to do it. Here I realized I forgot to, you know, film some stuff, so I took some clay and I rolled it out and then I smooshed it onto the ball of aluminum foil, and then I cooked it to save my progress. And now I'm getting out all the little pieces that I need, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cover that whole big thing in purple. And I'm going to say a bunch of times I have no idea what this thing is. Like I said, it's AI art. You know, I went to Microsoft and I said, Microsoft, I want to make a cute thing. Show me what I'm going to make. And Microsoft said, you're going to make this, what I now realize, is a blueberry. You're going to make a blueberry. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be a blueberry. Because, you know, in reality, blueberries are kind of purplish. Oh, God, look at that footage, though. I am so sorry for all the pixels. You can practically count the freaking pixels. Okay. So we're putting the little feet on my blueberry. And then we're going to make some leaves for his head, the top of his head. And we're going to do it really, really bad. Like, what am I even doing? I don't even know. I have no idea what I'm doing. But, you know, it'll be cute in the end, I promise. ugh, I don't know. I need some, like, cutters and stuff or something. I don't know. Oh, here I'm gonna try to cut some leaf shapes out of it. I'm just like, what am I even doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? But I mean, it comes out, so it's okay. I'm gonna pinch all these little things into little points so they actually kind of look like leaves. I probably should have put like veins and stuff on them, but there weren't any on the image that I'm trying to emulate. So almost in this right here, it almost looks like a character that I should know from an old cartoon, like back from like the 90s. I don't know. He's still cute anyways. He will be super cute. But now we're making some little pop-up leaves. And some of them were different colors. I didn't do all of the colors that they were, and I probably should have, because it's not quite as cute as the image was. But like there should be another little leaf with a little yellow on the end, I think. I don't know. It's okay. It comes out pretty cute. I know I keep saying that like I'm trying to convince myself, right? All right. It's got little tiny pink balls on the head. I don't even know why I mean, it's an AI thing, you know? It just literally randomly puts pixels together. I don't understand how it works. I don't question it. Whatever. Here we're going to make some eyeballs, and I make them too far apart, and then I don't smooth that out because I'm stupid. Yeah, I smooth out the spot where I touched my fingernail to it, but I don't smooth out that whole big spot where it's all smushied. It's still all smushied. Anyways, the black is nasty. The black gets all over everything. But I had these finger cuts from back at the beginning of the pandemic, and I used to use them or give them to my customers when I worked at a hardware store to so that they could use the credit card machine without having to touch it or wear full-on gloves. They were really happy with that. And of course, because they look like micro condoms, I had a whole bunch of people take them to give to their brother, cousin, uncle, father thing to be funny. Ha ha ha. Teeny tiny condom, right? Ha ha ha. But anyways, I think this little guy came out super cute. Super cute. And I know there's probably enough footage here. I could have made 2 videos out of this, but I decided not to. Here I'm going in with a little acetone to try to clean up the face, and I was just like, he's actually pretty okay. Here I am trying to get him to sit proper, so I need to get a little blue tack, pop it on his butt. Yay! Now I can take a picture. Well, that worked out pretty well. So we have the liquid Sculpy that got a really big bubble in it, so I cut that out, and I'm really impressed with how like not fragile this stuff is. I mean, look at this. I really had to rip that apart in order to rip that apart. This one, because of the bubble that's right here next to the hole, it will probably rip, but I have no plan on wearing it anyways, because there's only the one. It was just a test run. And then there's all these little guys. This one. And this one. This one had a big bubble in it too. And this one had a big bubble in it. If I'm gonna use this stuff, I'm gonna have to learn how to use it, huh? I watched one video on it, and it was a brand ambassador, and she didn't say anything about bubbles. But here's how the remember, this one came from a nail art thing that was supposed to be used with UV nail polish. You could probably use it with UV resin, but you know, I'm just happy it didn't melt in the oven. And then today's little dude, we made a little dude. I don't know what it is. Some little grape, maybe. I don't know. But he's happy. And here's what the inspiration looked like, because I forgot to put that up earlier. That's okay. But yeah. Isn't he cute? I think he's cute. My SO over there, he was like, see, you really can make cute things. Anyways, so that's it for this week. We had some fun with the polymer clay. We had some fun with the liquid clay. And yeah, everything turned out pretty good in the end. I am happy with my results. So with all that being said, stay safe and I'll see you next week.